Welcome to The Explainer. Today, we are pulling back the curtain on one of the most powerful and most invisible arts in all of filmmaking, editing.
You know, it's that rhythm you feel in a car chase, right? Or the unbearable tension in a thriller. It's the emotional gut punch of a single look between two characters. That's the art of the cut. And when it's done right, you don't even see it happening.
So to guide us through this, we're diving into an incredible book, Art of the Cut. It basically puts you in a room with legends like Margaret Sixel, who won an Oscar for the absolute chaos of Mad Max Fury Road, and Tom Cross, the guy behind the high-stress, frantic editing of Whiplash. It's a rare chance to hear how the masters really do it.
First things first. Before any art can happen, an editor has to face a monumental task: conquering the absolute mountain of raw footage that comes from a film set.
Get this, for just one scene, a single scene, an editor might get up to 5 hours of footage. These are the dailies. That's 5 hours of different takes, different camera angles, different line readings, and somewhere inside all that chaos is the perfect scene. They just have to find it.
So how do they even start? Well, what's so fascinating is that there's no right way. You have a legend like Anne Coates, the Oscar-winning editor of Lawrence of Arabia, who says she just watches. She wants to experience it like an audience member. But then you have someone like Mike Hill, who's got a notepad out, writing down every little detail. Two masters, totally opposite approaches.
To start making sense of it all, many editors create what's called a selects reel. You can think of this as their greatest hits collection. They go through all those hours of dailies and pull every single moment they love. A great line reading, a perfect glance, a cool action beat, and they put it all into one big timeline. This is the first step in turning that mountain of rock into a piece of marble that can actually start to sculpt. Okay, so once they've got their best pieces picked out, the job shifts from just organizing to pure artistry. Now, the editor has to find the heartbeat of the film. They have to find its rhythm. This sentence has 5 words. Here are 5 more words. 5-word sentences are fine, but several together become monotonous. The sound of it drones. It's like a stuck record. Now listen, I vary the sentence length and I create music. Music. The writing sings. It has a pleasant rhythm, a lilt, a harmony. See what happened there? That's editing in a nutshell. The length of a shot, the speed of the cuts, it's not random at all. It's a musical choice. A bunch of quick cuts feels one way. A long, slow, lingering shot feels completely different. It's all about creating that rhythm, that harmony, that feeling. And here's a perfect example of that rhythm serving the story. For the movie Whiplash, the director literally told his editor, "I don't want the jazz scenes to feel like a concert. I want them to feel like a boxing match from Raging Bull." So the cuts became punches. The rhythm wasn't just about music. It created this feeling of brutal, violent conflict in a scene that's just a guy playing the drums. But here's where it gets really interesting. An editor doesn't just assemble the scenes in the right order. No, they often become the film's final writer, completely reshaping the entire story in the edit. You know, a script is just a blueprint. As editor Dan Zimmerman says, what seems great on the page doesn't always work when you see it acted out. A look can say more than a page of dialogue. And when you see the story playing out visually, you might realize, wait a minute, the whole structure needs to change.
So, let's say a movie is written in a straight line. A leads to B, leads to C. But once it's all cut together, the editor realizes, you can see the ending coming from a mile away. So what do? They might take the climax, scene C, and drop it right at the beginning of the movie. And just like that, the whole experience is transformed. The question is no longer what's going to happen, it's how on earth did we get here?
And that's exactly what Joe Walker, the editor of 12 Years a Slave, is talking about here. That's the superpower, the ability to control time, to jump forwards, to flash back, to completely reorder the story. That's how editors can make these huge story-saving decisions.
Okay, so last part of the puzzle, the final polish. This is where an editor adds all those crucial layers that turn a rough collection of scenes into a seamless, finished film.
Now this might blow your mind. An actor's brilliant performance? A lot of the time, it was actually constructed in the edit. An editor like Kirk Baxter, who cut Gone Girl, will use digital tricks to combine different takes into one shot. So you might be watching a 2-shot, and actor A's performance is from take 3, while actor B's reaction is from take 5. They are stitched together so perfectly you'd never know. They literally build the perfect moment.
And a huge part of this polish is sound. It's not just something tacked on at the end. As Breaking Bad editor Kelly Dixon makes clear, editors are building a soundscape from day one. They're adding background noises, sound effects, all these little textures to sell the emotion and the reality of a scene long before the final sound team ever touches it.
And when it comes to music, we see that same split in philosophies we saw with dailies. You've got Margaret Sixel cutting the madness of Mad Max in total silence, forcing the images to do all the work. Then you have Julian Clark on Deadpool, throwing in tons of music right from the start to show the studio what that final high-energy movie is going to feel like. Again, there's just no single right way to do it.
So with all these different styles, all these different techniques and philosophies, what's the one thing that unites them all? What's the North Star for every editor?
Well, according to the two-time Oscar winner Pietro Scalia, it all boils down to this. Every single choice, whether it's a fast cut or a slow one, music or silence, it has to serve three things: the emotion, the character, and the story. That's it. That's the job.
So in the end, editing isn't just about trimming clips together. As Scalia puts it so perfectly, it's literally writing with visuals. It's the film's final rewrite, but with images and sound instead of words. And when you think about it like that, you realize it's not just a technical craft. It's the very language of cinema itself.